But what's going to be the biggest problem going forward when we have guys making 80, 90, $100 million not playing back-to-back games?
A lot of shots, with the type of defense that we're playing. We just didn't make them, We made them at times and we didn't make them at times. Got to, come back and find ways to just keep improving and, help the team. You can't win alone.
What if I told you the NBA's biggest problem isn't bad refs or soft fouls? It's guys like Joel Embiid, MVP 1 minute, MIA the next. And he's not the only one. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Think about it. When was the last time you saw a superstar play a full season or care more about winning than their stats?
Me and James, we just can't win alone. That's why basketball is played 5-on-5. So, we just need everybody to just, try to keep finding ways to get better. Been here for a long time. That's why it doesn't get to me. Sometimes you don't know what you have until it's gone.
And actually, sometimes when you play less, you actually become more injury prone because your body's not accustomed to taking the wear and tear. There is a balance.
The game's changing, and not in a good way. Let's break down why Embiid might be the poster boy for everything wrong with the NBA right now. Picture this: the Wells Fargo Center in Philly, packed to the rafters. Fans are decked out in Sixers gear, ready to watch their MVP do his thing. But there's a problem. Joel Embiid is nowhere to be seen. Again. You'd think this was a one-time thing, right? Nope. Embiid's only played in 4 out of 19 games this season. That's insane for a guy who just won MVP.
But my point is, you can't be afraid of the injuries. Yes, he's injury prone, he's a big guy, whatever, but when you're trying to win a championship, the plan needs to be, we need to be dominant at home.
Just give him the ball. It's been, carrying us, every single 4 quarters since the season started. So we need to keep going and, keep being aggressive.
But here's where it gets even crazier. He's not even injured for most of these games. He's just not showing up. Fans are losing their minds. They're paying big bucks to see the big man, and he's ghosting them. Social media is blowing up with questions. Is he hurt? Is he sick? Is he just over it? Nobody knows, and that's making everyone even more frustrated. But it gets worse. Tyrese Maxey, the young star who's been holding down the fort, finally had enough. In a team meeting, he called out Embiid for being late all the time. Can you imagine? The face of the franchise getting schooled by a 23-year-old. That's how bad things have gotten. The team's falling apart faster than a cheap jersey. They're losing games left and right, the locker room's a mess, and their superstar is MIA. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion, and nobody can look away.
I've been through a lot. Sometimes I think I'm unlucky, but then again, I'm also extremely lucky at the same time.
He just signed for 3 years, $193 million. 3 years, $193 million to play basketball.
But you know what's even crazier than all of this? Embiid's reaction when the meeting details leaked. He went off like a firecracker on the 4th of July. We're talking nuclear-level meltdown. And trust me, you're not going to believe what he said next. All right, so Embiid's mad, we get it, but let's talk about what's really wild here. While the team's falling apart, guess what our MVP is focusing on? Here's a hint. It's not winning games. And it's got people asking some serious questions about what's really driving him. Embiid's not just mad, he's nuclear. He's calling whoever leaked the team meeting details a piece of sabah. Yeah, he really said that. Can you imagine being in that locker room right now? It's like a pressure cooker ready to explode. But
I still believe that, me and them and, we got the chance to win, but, it's going to take, more than us. We played them, I didn't play that first game, so we felt like tonight we had to get them back, and, I'm glad everybody just showed up. I could have won at least one of those, if not 2, but, going into this year, I just want to be the best version of, myself.
But here's the thing that's got everyone scratching their heads. Embiid's missing games left and right, but when he does show up, he's putting up monster numbers. We're talking 35 points, 11 rebounds in his last game. It's like he flips a switch and becomes a basketball machine. So what's the deal? Is Embiid more worried about his stats than his team's success? It sure looks that way. The Sixers are tanking harder than a submarine with a screen door, and Embiid's out here chasing personal glory. It's like watching a one-man show while the rest of the cast is falling off the stage.
We created good shots. We made them early in the second, and then we just didn't make them. I thought, a lot of them were wide open. I still believe we got the chance to win. We got what it takes to win.
He does it every night so consistently. It's hard not to. But we expect it of him, and he knows that we expect of him. He goes out there and performs every single night.
NBA insiders are starting to talk, and it's not pretty. They're questioning Embiid's professionalism, his commitment to the team. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion, and nobody can look away. The Sixers have the worst record in the East. That's right, the team with the reigning MVP is at the bottom of the barrel. But you know what's really going to make your jaw drop? Before the season started, Embiid dropped a bombshell. He said he'd probably never play back-to-back games again for the rest of his career. Yeah, you heard that right. He tried to play it off as a joke later, but come on, who's laughing now? It's like Embiid's playing a different game than everyone else. While his team's drowning, he's worried about staying fresh for... what exactly? The playoffs they might not even make? It's a mess, and it's got everyone wondering, is this what the NBA's become?
Or Drummond plays, but to come out and say it in advance was a stupidity by the Sixers, period.
And we know we got to do better, which we will. It is unacceptable, but something is going to be done about it.
A league where personal stats trump team success? So here we are, watching the Sixers season crumble like a sandcastle at high tide. Embiid's chasing personal glory while his team's sinking faster than the Titanic. Is this really what the NBA's become? A league where superstars care more about their stats than winning? The Sixers experiment is blowing up in their faces. Fans are losing their minds on social media, calling the whole process a massive failure. They're questioning Embiid's legacy.
We're just worried about ourselves. When we are at our best, we can't beat anybody. It's going to be almost impossible to beat us.
But this is the plan. Again, we haven't seen him play since August 10th, gold medal game of the Olympics. And as it points out, he has not re-injured himself.
Good job of taking care of the ball the last couple of games. Really the whole season, we haven't done that, so we got to do a better job.
And honestly, can you blame them? The team's a mess, and their MVP is more ghost than player. What's next for Embiid and the Sixers? There's talk about trades, but Embiid's contract means he's stuck until March. By then, it might be too late to save this sinking ship. One thing's for sure, this drama's far from over. The NBA's got a problem on its hands, and it's wearing number 21 in Philly.